Hello student, today we will start chapter 4 Moving Charges and Magnetism. First we will discuss Oersted's experiment. The space around a current carrying conductor in which its magnetic effect can be experienced is called magnetic field. Oersted found that when no current flow from a wire, there is no magnetic field around the wire and needle remains unaffected as shown in figure first. In figure first, here AB is conducting wire, here K in off condition. So in this condition I equal to 0. So in this condition no deflection. It means needle remains unaffected. And next in figure second, when a current flows, then a magnetic field develops around wire and needle gets some deflection. In this condition, current I flow from conducting wire AB, so needle deflect in upward direction means N pole in upward direction and south pole in downward direction. And in condition third means figure third, and after changing direction, it means cell polarity change means it is negative, it is positive. So after changing direction of current flow, deflection in the needle also changes. It means when change the direction of current, it means in this condition current flow from B to A. So in this condition S pole in upward direction and N pole in downward direction. So it shows that there is always a magnetic field around the wire when current flows in the wire. This deflection increases by increasing current in the wire, and after taking needle close to the wire. From this experiment it is clear that magnetic field arises due to current is due to moving charges, hence magnetic field develops by moving charges. It is clear? So next nature of magnetic field. The magnetic field around a current carrying straight conductor consists of concentric circles of magnetic field lines lying in a plane, which is at right angles to the current carrying conductor. The magnetic field near the current carrying conductor is stronger and becomes weaker as the distance from the conductor increases, as shown in the figure. In figure here it is conducting wire. In this wire current I flow from downward to upward direction, so the direction of current in anti-clockwise direction. Next, direction of magnetic field. The relation between direction of current and direction of magnetic field can be determined by the following main rules. First, right hand screw rule or Maxwell's cork screw rule. According to this rule, if the screw is rotated in such a way that it goes ahead, means in upward direction, in the direction of current, here direction of current upward direction, then direction of rotation of screw will represent direction of magnetic field. So rotation in this direction, so magnetic field in anti-clockwise direction. Next, second, right hand thumb rule. If we grasp the conductor in the palm of right hand so that the thumb points in the direction of flow of current, so thumb in upward direction, then the direction in which the finger curl or fold gives the direction of magnetic field lines. When the direction of current in wire upward direction, so the magnetic field in anti-clockwise direction. Next, the phase of the current loop in which the current appears to flow anti-clockwise acts as magnetic north pole. The current in this direction means in anti-clockwise, so the face of the loop, here face of the loop represent N pole. Okay. On the other hand, if the current appears to flow through the face of the loop in clockwise direction, so and current in clockwise direction, then the face acts as magnetic south pole. So the face of the loop represent S pole. Okay. Next, if magnetic field is directed perpendicular and into the plane of the paper, means towards inside, it is represented by cross. Okay, here in the figure third, here cross means inward direction, while if magnetic field is directed perpendicular and out of the plane of the paper, means towards outside, it is represented by dot as shown in the figure 4. Dot means in outward direction. Okay. Inside means magnetic field is away from the observer or perpendicular inwards. Outside means magnetic field is towards the observer or perpendicular outwards. In figure first, when current is flow in wire upward direction, then the left hand side of wire magnetic field represent with dot, means outside, and right hand side represent with cross, means inward. In figure second, when current flow in wire in downward direction, then magnetic field, the right hand side of wire represent with dot, means outward, and left hand side represent with cross, means inward direction. Okay, clear? Next, it is important, Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart law is used to determine the strength of the magnetic field at any point due to a current carrying conductor. Consider a conductor XY. Here conductor XY through which current I is flowing. Current I is flowing. Due to flow of current, a magnetic field is produced around the conductor XY. Suppose that we have to find magnetic field at point P. Here point P. Due to the current flowing through the conductor XY, consider a small element portion AB. Here small portion AB of the conductor. Let the position vector of point P relative to point C be R vector. Here point C, here point B. The distance of P from C is R, so the position vector is R vector and unit vector is R cap. Let theta be the angle between dl vector and r vector. Here it is dl vector and here it is r vector. So here theta between r vector and dl vector. According to Biot-Savart's law, the strength of magnetic field dB, here small portion AB, so magnetic field is represent at point B with dB. Okay, so magnetic field dB due to small current element IDL, current element IDL. At point P, distance r from the elementary portion is found to depend upon quantities as under. First, dB is directly proportional to the current I through the conductor, that is dB is proportional to I. Second, dB is directly proportional to the length of the elementary portion, that is dB is proportional to dl. Third, dB is directly proportional to sine theta, that is dB is proportional to sine theta. Next, fourth, dB is inversely proportional to the square of the distance r of the point P from the current element, that is dB is proportional to 1 upon r square. So combining all these four factors, we get dB is proportional to I dl sin theta upon r square, or we can write dB is equal to k I dl sin theta upon r square. The SI unit of B is Weber per meter square or Tesla, represent with capital T. In CGS, the unit of B is Maxwell per centimeter square or Gauss G, capital G. 1 Tesla is equal to 10 to the power 4 Gauss. Clear? Here K is the constant of proportionality. Its value depends upon the nature of medium between the observation point and the current carrying conductor, and the system of units used to measure the quantities involved. If the conductor and observation points lie in vacuum, then in SI units K is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere, or Weber per ampere per meter. 1 Tesla, since 1 Tesla is equal to 1 Weber per meter square. Here mu naught is called absolute permeability of vacuum or free space. Therefore, in SI unit, Biot-Savart's law may be expressed as dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square. Here it is equation first. If r cap is a unit vector along Cp, then the small magnetic field produced at point P is given by in vector form dB vector is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl vector cross r cap upon r square. Since dl vector cross r cap is equal to dl sin theta. Clear? Next, dB vector is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl vector cross r vector upon r cube, since r cap is equal to r vector upon r. Direction of dB is same as that of direction of dl cross r vector, which can be determined by using right hand thumb rule for the vector product. Here in figure at point P, direction of dB vector is perpendicular to the plane containing dl vector and r vector and is directed into the plane of the paper and represented by cross. Here in the diagram at P, magnetic field represent with cross. Clear? Okay. Then the magnetic field due to whole conductor xy is obtained by integrating dB vector or the entire length of the conductor, that is magnetic field due to the whole conductor at the point P is given by B vector is equal to integration dB vector or mu naught upon 4 pi integration I dl vector cross r vector upon r cube. The integral in the above equation can be calculated by knowing the proper limit of the problem. SI unit B is Weber per meter square and CGS unit Maxwell per centimeter square. Special cases: first, if theta equal to 0 degree, so sin theta equal to 0, so that dB is equal to 0. That is, the magnetic field is 0 at points on the axis of the current element. And second case, if theta equal to 90 degree, so sin theta equal to 1, so that dB is maximum. That's all for today.